Hey guys, Joe and Zach here from Cosmic Trio, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit off track from what we've been doing. Lately we've been doing vlogs, unboxing, stupid shit like that.
Yeah, and I don't think you guys want to see, what we do in our daily lives, nor do you care. So we thought we'd pick up a little bit on some interesting and hilarious topics to discuss. And you might notice we're not exactly in a studio, we're just in a soundproof room at the library for now until we're having a sort of like studio set up for us where we'll have, just two chairs, a table, our mic, and then all of our computers set up so we can do proper editing and recording. Alright, and then I thought I would start out with a good topic here. In DC, a 2-year-old was cited for littering. It's pretty sad when you have to cite a child, a 2-year-old specifically, for littering, all because he threw a letter on the ground with his name on it.
That's some crap.
Yeah, it is. And I really think it's just because those DC politicians are hungry for all that money.
So DC's poor.
Yeah.
And our next topic that we're going to be discussing is the upcoming election. Now I'm going to say now that this topic is probably broken some friendships and
very, very arguably it's a difficult decision, We're stuck between what both may know as the Republican and Democratic nominees, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And as we know, Donald Trump is an idiot. He's not quite what everybody wants him to be. He's a racist asshole.
But Hillary is a scandalous. She's not exactly perfect herself.
So it's either we're getting a crazy leader or we're getting a corrupt one. It is just not, in hindsight, a very good decision for two of America's leaders. It's not. What I'm saying is that between Trump and Hillary, do we want either of them? No. So let's all waste our vote on the independent. The 1 year that the independent wins.
Yes, that'd be great.
And then
just a great year.
Yep. And then on some other topics, I was walking around Kent with some friends the other day, and as we were walking, there was this little show going on. I don't know what it was called, but it was there was a bunch of older juniors and seniors of college that were in college there, and they were just playing some weird alternative rock music. The funny thing though was later at night when we walked back, they were still going at it, and the fog machines were turned on, and the fog started rolling out into the streets. And as the cars would drive through it, you would just see all the fog. The fog would blind the headlights. It would just kind of get in the way.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It was actually really funny because I was kind of hoping some idiot would end up getting in an accident. And it's probably selfish of me to say, but... And then we walked past some fraternity homes the same day, and that was quite funny because they were all partying, and one of them was shirtless, and my friend Abby wouldn't stop saying that they were naked, and I started shouting, "They're not naked, they're shirtless!" Oh dear.
Yeah.
That was hilarious though.
Speaking of Kent though, and Kent always leads us to Kent State University, which leads us to college, which leads us to our next topic, college. How should you deal with it? How should you pay for it? And all around just general tips. For paying for it, there's many different ways you can pay for college. You can pay out of pocket. That's usually the hardest, unless you got your scholarships, your payments from the college themselves.
And then you got your parents.
You got your parents if you're rich, and
if you got that kind of money.
And then there's ways in college, in your degree, say you're science major, math major, teaching, engineering, you can go into what's called a co-op, and you can work to pay your loans off. It's a pretty neat idea for us engineers.
Yeah, right. Chemical engineer.
Nuclear engineer.
Chemical engineer. Well, and then when Joe's a freshman here, and when we were walking through Akron, I asked him, "Hey, do you know anybody here?"
I actually did meet someone in Akron.
You did or didn't?
I did, kind of.
Kind of? Was it recent?
Yeah, it was recent. It was Friday.
Because when I was up there with you in Akron,
not
one person, and boy, was the campus huge. And then he showed me a picture of, he was walking through the parking garage, and there was this old style, 80s Rolls Royce, and it said for the license plate, "I'm in debt."
which is understandable.
You know, college money, lots and lots of money.
And I'm guessing that thing doesn't get too much gas mileage.
Oh well, yeah, those older V8s inside of the Mercedes. Well, the Mercedes, no, it was Rolls Royce. Are kind of thirsty, even though they're carbureted. And then when we were grabbing lunch at Mickey D's, I went up to go grab myself a sweet tea, and there was this this cook from the army who was walking around. He kept asking everybody, "Are you of age 18?" I'm like, when he walked to me, I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, have you ever considered joining the army?" And I just said, "Well, I'm already in the Navy," and I pointed at this because this is my a dog tag that I have that says Navy, and it has my name on the back of it because I said, "Listen, dude, I'm already in the Navy. That's why I'm actually becoming a nuclear engineer. It's through the nuke program in the United States Navy. So I'll eventually learn how to fully operate and understand how to operate a nuclear reactor at some point, portable nuclear reactors, which same basis for any reactor, I suppose. Large, small scales, all that fun stuff. But on the way out, I was like, okay, well, he's like, oh, that's cool. You're becoming a nuke. I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm like, what are you? He's like, I'm a cook. I'm like, just kind of smiled on the inside. Like, this cook's walking around McDonald's asking 18-year-olds if they want to join the army. It's kind of sad.
It was kind of sad.
He's a nice guy, though. You know, brothers in arms and that thing, so.
And then we're going to go to some more laid-back topics, like video games. I had the chance recently to play Battlefield 1 beta, and I had to say, don't get mad at me for saying this, it's better than Battlefield 4, honestly. Battlefield 4 is a modern day, technology age of Battlefield, but now that they're going back to the World War I style, they're going back to horses, the primitive tanks, railroad cannons.
And there's no more we're losing like our the ability for night vision, all of the advanced technologies we have now. Even our semi-automatic rifles are different then because most of them were bolt action. When you send them out in the field, we don't have machine guns now this time. At least nothing of common excuse. When you want to play Battlefield 4 or Black Ops 3, you have your assault rifle and you just go out there and it's a pretty standard weapon. It has the fire rate and the damage ability along with the lightweightness of or the ability of lightweightness that allows you to get around the map with ease. But now if you're going to have a machine gun inside of Battlefield 1, it's most likely going to have to be like a Maxis gun, and those are really big, heavy, and they usually are mounted on tripods. They're not one much to move. That or you're going to have to be in an airplane.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best mechanics of that game, getting in the airplane.
Yeah, and I hear that the graphical qualities are up decent, about up to Battlefield 4, if not a little bit better. I heard that it's going to be a great game.
It should be a great game.
It's actually different this time because not a lot of games were leaning towards World War I like this is. This is more proper World War I. This is bringing the cavalry units, the tanks, the planes, even the what are those blimps? I think they're bringing in blimps with it too. That's crazy. And gas-powered handguns too, like what the old style German gas-powered handguns were. I don't remember what they're called. But in another really funny topic, a dog in North Dakota was elected for his 3rd time in a row. North Dakota, congratulations, you found a politician that isn't corrupt.
Yeah. I want a dog as mayor.
What's wrong with animals governing?
Don't we already have animals governing?
Governing us? The legislative branch? And then we got, let's see, his name is Carol Siegert. He's what was he? He was a blonde, or what was it? What are they called? Labradors or something like that?
The blonde Labrador?
No, it was, they were physically called something, I don't know. It was a very white colored looking dog. It was very nice. They call him the big bald fur. That's crazy though. I congratulate North Dakota on being different.
Yeah, it's always good to be different.
Yeah, and then back to the gaming subject, I actually had the chance to play the beta for Halo Wars 2, and I have to say it was good. The graphical quality was nice, but it had a lot of the same units inside. I'm sure they'll change it up eventually, but there were still Vultures, Hawks, even the same bases of tanks were still in there. The only thing that I really noticed difference was the quality, the way the base is built now. And instead of using nuclear power in the game, they use wind power, which I guess they're just trying to put it out there that you don't need nuclear power, but you know, nuclear engineering, nuclear power is my thing, so I personally think that it's a terrible idea to use wind power, but whatever, it's not up to me. Alright, well, I think that's about all. You got anything to add in there, Joe?
Oh no, we covered everything.
About so, not bad for our first one. Alright, well, this is Cosmic Trio signing out. See you guys in the cosmos.